All right, we've got a late summer drone video of a beautiful tract at Cedar Gap Hollow. This is tract 12, so it's at Cedar Gap Hollow South. And looking like it's close to 6 acres in size, 5.76 acres in size. Has a long private driveway, has a nice building site tucked into the timber on the property. Okay, so we're going to get oriented here. The tracks at Cedar Gap Hollow South are often a little more in demand. I guess for one thing, we rarely have properties available at Cedar Gap Hollow, but when we do, if it's a south tract, they tend to go pretty quickly. They have better access. Some of them lay a little more nicely than the other tracts. And this one would be one of the tracts that has better access and is a little more level than a lot of the other tracts. That's the easement road you see coming down the middle of the video. We're looking southerly right now. You can see where the driveway kind of comes off and kind of curves into the property. On the right, that's an additional easement road. So the property, since we're looking southerly at it, it's getting wider as we go to the south. And it comes to a tip at the north end, which is at the bottom of the screen there. But you can see it looks like the red truck has taken the driveway back, and someone has dumped a couple loads of gravel in preparation for probably a pad for a cabin there at some point. This was leased out for quite some time, and in fact, someone had started a small cabin on this, and then it was dismantled. And you'll see that in the ground video. You'll see kind of the pile of lumber and some other stuff. Someone was probably camping out there for a few weeks or months or whatnot. So it does need some cleanup, but it doesn't look too bad. And if you're handy, you might have a use for some of the lumber and other stuff that was kind of stacked up after the little shed or cabin was dismantled. So this is one where you'll really want to look at the map, right? Interactive map, or the land ID map, whatever you want to call it, and zoom in and out and move it around. We're still kind of looking southerly mostly, and now the land sits to the right of that easement road, and we're just over the southern tip of the property. There's a gravel creek bed that crosses over the east side. You can see the red truck toward the middle, and that is parked near the end of the private driveway, which kind of curves back onto the property. We love it when a driveway curves like that, because it just makes the site that much more private from the easement road. The property's mostly wooded. You're going to have trees of all different sizes, from very young to 40, 50, 60-year-old trees. And now we're looking northerly at the property, which would be to the left of that easement road that's in about the middle of the screen. And again, if you look at the interactive map, I think it'll make a lot more sense to really see how it lays. It's going to be the highest on the south side, and then as you go north, it slopes down gradually. We really didn't see anything on the property that we would call steep. So very usable, and being in the location where it is, it's got some much better access than a lot of the tracts. At the northern tip of the property on the easement road, you cross over that gravel creek bed, and if you have a property that's beyond tract 12, then you have to cross that gravel creek bed. And in a truck or an SUV, that's it's never been an issue. But if you're pulling a trailer or whatnot, it can be a pain. So this would be one of the tracks that you don't have to cross that gravel creek bed to get to it, which can be a good thing. So now we're looking basically west. You can see the driveway in about the middle of the screen. And now we're seeing some other of the roads at Cedar Gap Hollow. Cedar Gap Hollow is in a fantastic location. It's only about 30, 40 minutes east of Springfield, Missouri, which is by far the largest city in southern Missouri, largest and most popular city. Now as we're curving around, now we're looking southerly, and the property is between those two easement roads, and you can see how they diverge as you look southerly. So you would actually be coming in from off in the distance there to the south, and they're way off on the right. You could see it looks like someone has some kind of cabin or something. Well, a second ago you could see it. That wouldn't be visible from this property. Right in the middle of the screen you can see the red truck just barely. This one, probably one of our favorite things about this tract, other than the good access it has, is the fact that it already has that nice established driveway. It has the fairly good sized building site. And like we mentioned earlier, it looks like someone brought in a couple loads of gravel at some point in preparation for maybe leveling out a place to build a cabin, or possibly just park their RV or truck. And if you watch the ground video, you'll get a better look at that. But gorgeous tract. That's tract 12 at Cedar Gap Hollow South. InstantAcres.com is where you can go to see more information and to check availability. And if you have any questions, just let us know. We'd love to talk to you.